as you reconvene in the basement office, how much are you going to fill in Squirrel on what's going on?
I think strictly it's going to be need to know. It honestly kind of has to be. We are an imperative formed by the Imperial government to track down the source of this plague and end it.
Alright, does someone tell Gaz this?
You'd be in the room when it's being
discussed,
yeah.
About what we are and aren't going to tell Squirrel? Because otherwise... No, Gaz is going to just be like, oh yeah, no, I was down in this basement, there's all these rats, it was crazy.
I think
sorry.
I think as soon as you go to mention that, Crow kind of raises a hand and shakes it like, nah, we don't need to go into that.
Okay.
Wait. I take you aside. Shouldn't she know the hazards?
Hazards. Yes. Full details. No.
Alright.
Do not. And then that is when Crow does state, about the bodies. Don't touch them. Because whether or not it's 100% accurate, Nathan would still state to an extent that is how it spreads. Just to avoid any touching of the bodies. Living or dead. Should they be infected.
Okay.
As you're sort of going into details, you notice Squirrel's still of an age where she's not the best at keeping her facial expressions poker-faced.
Mm-hmm.
And there's that sort of slightly... she knows something.
Anything you would like to share?
First, gross. Second, there's a lot of weird stuff, everywhere around here. But if we're talking about weird cult crap, there's those guys, in 6 Towers. They're not from here, and they kind of stay in the underground. I don't know much about them, but it might interest you guys. They've established some headquarters down there. Maybe you would like to take a look. They kind of look like a cult to me. Like weird, creepy stuff everywhere.
Pretty useful information.
Certainly gives us something to go off of.
And as Squirrel gives you details as the information begins to become a bit more forthcoming, location, the nature of what she's seen. Let's do some planning. As minimal as this is, would anyone like to gather information?
Sure.
Yeah.
What would you like to know?
Well, I want to go into the roughly the area, and get a sense of the acclamation of the spirit side of things. See if this occult group, as it were, is attracting the attention of specific types of spirits or just spirits in general.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would also... Oh, my abilities are so weird. I feel like the best way to do this, without having to throw on my mask and maybe telegraph too much, is I would speak with my connection, my reconciled ghost friend.
Mm-hmm. Go for it. Baby that check.
Oh, what would that check?
Could be a sway, consort, or...
I don't have that.
Fathom?
What's the equivalent? Yes, I always forget about this.
I'll testify. It wouldn't be control. It's not deceive. I'm not trying to deceive anybody. I'm not trying to provoke.
I was thinking fathom.
Fathom is just knowing things, though. It doesn't have to do with talking. So fathom doesn't make sense. And like, it can't be analyzed because that's not a skill I actually have at this time. Like, it's legitimately something I don't have until I take a certain ability. So I'll leave it. In this case, I will stay, GM, you're probably just gonna have to tell me what to roll in this case, just because...
I'm gonna say, do you have sweep?
I do have sweep.
Yeah, it's probably a...
Okay. And I actually do have points in sweep, so it's not my worst roll. I have 1. Okay.
Oh, nice. Okay, so what would you like to know? What question would you like to ask?
The question I'm mainly, or the information I'm trying to get, is the acclamation of the spirits in that region. If there are certain types being drawn in, or how the spirit side is reacting. I'm generally trying to get an idea of, because these are occultists, I would assume that there are going to be occult rituals, and that usually ties into the ghost field in some way, shape, or form.
It does. Yes. So the of the reconciled, especially, they are staying away. Something else is being drawn in.
When they say something else, something other than a ghost, or a type of ghost that they want to avoid?
From what you know, it likely sounds like a horror.
Okay. And I would assume probably on a 4, that's all I'm gonna get.
Yeah, it's the nature of these being that they can only manifest for a finite amount of time. they're not like ghosts which exist within the ghost field and somewhat in the material as well. These are horrors are incredibly nasty, but limited in their influence over the material world.
Right. That is certainly information to work with.
Sasha, Gaz, and Squirrel, would any of you like to gather info?
Yeah, I'm gonna go around, try to go undercover, like regular clothing, and ask around the underground area of
Okay.
what do they intend to do.
Okay.
I think that would be patrol.
That sounds right.
That
to me.
works. That sounds right, yeah.
So true.
Unfortunately, the blue coat may be gone, but being rather distinctive, a ttrpg investigator is something of a known quantity, especially in Six Towers. The best thing you manage is a rather large blob of spit.
Thank you for that.
Gaz, would you like to?
And what are we gathering information on? It's something to do with the cult?
It's a location where acolytes are known to congregate in East Six Towers.
No, I don't think Gaz, other than just asking around, if he was already gonna get drunk at a bar, he might as well get drunk at a bar and ask some questions.
Do you want to do that?
Sure. That'd have to be consort, and I guess it could be command, but that wouldn't end well.
On a failure, yeah.
Just mean drunk.
I mean, yeah, it could be command. I'm gonna get a harm if this goes badly. Gaz has a one-track mind, and it went badly.
Yeah, three fights later, and when Gaz re-emerges, just holding this like eel steak up against his face, which is swollen, and yeah, so it's probably a level 1 harm with that as well.
I'm just gonna put battered.
Yeah, that'll do.
It's gonna go well with the bruised one I'm gonna add next.
Battered and bruised. And Squirrel.
Squirrel's just going to check for maybe coming and goings around the place. See if they come out. How many will come out.
Yeah.
Survey. I don't have any dots.
So you can push yourself for 1 or roll to take the lowest.
It's fine.
Oh,
Really
not bad.
is fine.
What you do see is that you notice that there are more going in, and they're not coming out so much. Whatever they're up to seems to be big.
Okay.
So with that, can I get an approach and loads, please? So, Battered Crow.
My load is going to be, once again, I'm official, so there's no reason for me not to go heavy.
Okay. Sasha?
Heavy.
Gaz?
Heavy.
And Squirrel.
Normal.
Also,
Okay, what approach are you taking?
alright, so we have a couple of different options here. Specialty options, I'm just gonna...
Yeah.
We have our standard, assault, etc., but from the 2 playbooks that we have on top of it, I could see this being an Inquisition, or a... I think Inquisition is going to be the only one that really is the special one. I wanted to check the blue coat just to make sure there wasn't anything on there.
So, what's the goal here? What are we doing with said cult members?
That's kind of what we're deciding here.
Obviously, the overall thing is shut them down.
Yeah.
Could it be interdiction? Delaying, disrupting, or destroying enemy forces or supplies en route to the battle area?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, the point or the detail of that is the malefactor.
Hmm.
And I'm not quite sure these guys are close enough for that.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm just kind of speaking meta now. What do you guys want to do? Obviously, interdictions there, Inquisition, and maybe even disposal.
All of them have a case.
Dark.
Well, raid as well. At point of,
Yeah.
But that's the same as assault. It's a rose by any other name.
Hmm.
Thoughts?
Raid is fine. Inquisition is fine.
You're like, disposal was too dark.
Just a tad bit. Like,
I mean,
going in with the mentality of disposal is a tiny bit of a problem. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, technically, we could say just completely dismantling them is disposal.
It looks like we're between disposal and raid.
Okay, just give me a show of hands. Who's for raid? It's a raid.
It's a raid. There we go. I was gonna abstain, honestly.
I'm just imagining Squirrel's first day on the job, and you're like, we're gonna go on a disposal today, and then leads them out.
Oh, how we give a child character PTSD, right?
I think Squirrel would enjoy it.
Trauma on the first score had nothing to do with stress.
Probably on papers, yes, but I think in real time, not so much.
Yeah.
The character sheet says no, the character says yes.
Alright.
So, is this plan overly bold or daring?
Directly attacking a bunch of cultists in their headquarters.
Yes, I'll accept that. Okay. Does this plan exploit a vulnerability or hit your target where they're weakest? I think you just answered that one.
Yeah.
Can any of your friends or allies provide assistance?
My friend is Mercy, a cold killer. So if we're going in for a raid, I think they may be able to assist.
I will. Yeah, I'll take that.
Also, a reminder to everybody: we do have a cohort of bluecoats.
Mm-hmm.
They are probably useful in a straight-up fight.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
I
also
have Tilda bigger, maybe for the lookout.
The bigger.
I have Hopper.
say again. Sorry.
I have Hopper. My whisper.
Oh yeah. We've used one there already, so they can all make kind of appearances if necessary. But we've got one there.
Yeah.
Are there any other factors you would like to consider?
Yes, actually. There's one other fact.
Please.
Especially with the information that has been given to Crow through the reconciled spirit, I would like to activate at this time our crew's special ability, Lockdown. We're basically, for the wording of Lockdown,
Okay.
you may cordon
so-
off. You may cordon off the ward with lightning barriers and checkpoints. In the ward, you get +1 effect versus arcane and +1 to track or capture foes.
Absolutely. That won't affect the engagement roll, but
Yeah.
it will certainly affect the rolls in the score.
Yeah, I just wanted to get that stated at the start.
Okay, so you are for the most part going heavy as well on an assault. I'll say that's +1, and then we do the where it gets nasty. Let's have a look. So the -1 from there.
All the deductions we get because things are really hard at the start for.
I mean, to be honest, you had a strong pool, so even with the deductions, you're still at 2.
Ooh.
And it's a standard risky start.
Okay.
As you approach, the barricades have been set up. Behind those, you are very aware of 2 Sparkrites who are at these very, very temporary lightning barriers. As soon as you step through them, they will get fired. The Bluecoats sergeant waves you through.
It's time to get to work. And Nathan steps through.
And as the rest of you follow, you hear the last thing you hear from their side is the cry of one of the Sparkrites as you just hear this shout go out of firing, and the lightning barrier crackles across you and throwing the street into this crackling blue light.
Crow kind of leans into Squirrel and goes, I get a lot fancier toys now. All right.
The setup is itself covers the stretch of street with the main thoroughfare of Bowmore Way up ahead, which has been where the furthest lightning barrier cuts off, and with several, again, those familiar tall terrace buildings, a lot of which have boarded up windows. The doors have been sealed shut. Only one which you see has been removed, and the boards have been replaced to make it look like it was still sealed, but allowed people to freely come and go. With the boards themselves attached to the frame, so you can open the door underneath it and climb through the boarding.
Okay. Do you want me to go in first? Can scout around.
I kind of look over at Sasha. I feel like a raid is probably a little bit better of a area for Sasha to take a point on rather than a warden in this case. However, I also my spirit mask is obviously on, so the third cataract is active. So I'm keeping an eye out for anything on the supernatural end of things that I need to focus on.
The first thing you notice is that same symbol that had been carved into the door that Gaz saw a few days previously. However, with the mask on, you see that almost something like ash seems to disintegrate off its surface, coalescing, and especially in that blue light, you can see almost the motes hanging in the air.
We aren't alone. And Crow's gonna make a... Does Crow know what that is off the top of his head? Or is it just, like, that's a symbol, so to speak?
Absolutely. The research is still going on into it. It seems to be favoured by acolytes, but at the same time, many of the citizens of Dusk have adopted it as something of a protective quality. Which one it is still uncertain.
Proceed with caution. Again, kind of looking towards... with that out of game information though. Is there any direction Sasha would like to give?
Not necessarily right. So, taking. Don't wanna. Nope.
Baz, if you would take lead. Squirrel, stick close but on the outside. Or not on the outside, but on the outskirts. Don't get too far ahead in case something were to happen. Baz needs to be able to get to you quickly.
Okay.
All right. I'm assuming we're bringing all the blue coats here too.
Yes.
They're inside. Yeah, they are. They're inside the lightning barrier.
Got it.
The contingent, 4 of them, and one of which holds back a snarling Rottweiler.
All right. So we're just gonna head in, or?
That's why we're here.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Normally there's more tactics to these things, you know? I assume we may have had some incendiaries, but if not, I guess we could just go in and start slaughtering.
Up to you how you want to go in. One of the blue coats does have like a breach ram.
Oh, okay.
So it depends how noisy you want to go initially.
I mean, I guess.
I mean, not trying to be really subtle here. Kind of loud. There's a lot of people.
Yeah, like...
I think
Surprise effect is probably not what we are trying to get.
Yeah, we're raiding. I mean, we've set up lightning
Right.
barriers.
Right.
Everybody hears the crackling at this point. Like, there's no reason
Yeah,
to...
absolutely. If they haven't seen the lights, they are seriously
to begin with.
They deserve to
seriously
be
in need
raided.
of some. That's it. Yeah.
So I just,
yeah, go for it.
I pointed the blue coat with the ram, and I just like point to the door, and just like count down 3, 2, 1.
Racks through the door swings open, 2 more bursts in, and you just hear silence.
I head in and I guess he's got a fine heavy weapon out. It is.
Okay, and
I don't know where he got a great axe, but he has a great axe.
The bell just tolled.
That's concerning.
Not ominous at all.
Oh no!
I'm gonna immediately hit. I'm sweeping the area. Obviously, with the bells going off, I'm actually. I don't like doing this, but I'm gonna push myself because I need this sweep to go off. I do not have a lot of stress left.
okay. As Gaz, as you step in, something. You feel something tap your shoulder very lightly. Reach up to do it, and something else drops on the back of your hand, and looking forward, blood.
Oh.
As you look up and you see the bisected body of a blue coat hanging above you, turning in the air, severed from across down over the midriff. One arm, leg, and legs nowhere to be seen. As the
Hope
body
you all
drops in
have
front
written
of you.
your wills.
How do you do on that sweep? Oh,
Yep. Nope.
what were you looking for?
Since the bells are tolling, I'm specifically trying to keep an eye out for any sort of spirits that have been immediately unleashed, because we're dealing with occult forces. I know it usually takes days, but like, I can't take that, I can't be certain.
Something. You hear the cause in the distance, but even the Deathseeker crows don't seem to fly in.
Oh, that's not good. This is not good.
Okay, I'm going in.
Okay.
And Squirrel is gonna fall inside.
Make me that check. Sasha, Gaz in the darkness. I'm assuming is Machete. Are you?
I said earlier, no one's quite sure where he got it, but he has a full battle axe out. It's a fine, heavy weapon. It's like about like the haft is about like as tall as he is. It doesn't look right. It does not look proportional, but it's working for him.
Yeah. What?
And it's his fine, heavy weapon.
Okay.
What was your question?
Oh, what do I roll for this, actually?
What are you looking to do?
Oh, probably maneuver in. Try to...
Okay.
Oh wait, no. I have gun. I have a pistol. So probably
I
sweep.
have gun.
Sweep works, yeah. Absolutely. And going in, did you make a check that you Gaz to look for anything in particular?
I guess, could that be a survey roll?
Absolutely. And
No.
No. Deny.
okay, so I'm going to say there are, as you step inside, there are stairs that lead up to on the left, and then there's doors that lead to various houses, very, very small family dwellings, several of which the wood has given way, and you can see through. I'll start with Apatura and Squirrel. Which way would you like to go?
Down.
Wait for Rob. So
That's possible.
there is a basement hatch,
It's
which
always in the basement.
which you lift open, lift it up. Looking down, you see that it's incredibly dark, and taking a few steps downwards, your eyes grow accustomed to the gloom, and you see those bodies almost cocooned to the walls. Several of them you recognise as those cultists who had gone in and not re-emerged. While Gaz, where would you like to go? Where would you like things to go badly for you?
So what were the options?
There's the stairs up. There's the various homes on this floor, and a couple of which the doors have partially given way, and you can see through them in a shining type. Here's Johnny putting your face up to the
Right.
splits in the wood.
I feel like I'm the center of like I'm at like the center of the Blue Coat Regiment, so I'm just gonna start doing a sweep around the room, starting with the like little dwellings. Just like start doing like a circle around the staircase, because I don't want to keep that. I don't want to turn my back on that if possible. You know what I mean?
Okay. As you step up to the first room, and first thing you notice is the smell of burning, where it seems like someone left in a hurry. The smell caused by a very, very simple stove, but the fire's now gone cold, but the pot over it is completely blackened and the bottom's been burned out. Things are left as thrown around, as whoever was here was almost had no intention of leaving whenever the things that unfolded did.
I
Second-
relay that to the group. I shout, "Looks like they're in a hurry. Careful about
Second-
what you find."
The second room, similar situation. And as you step closer to the door itself, almost of its own volition, swings open violently, banging against the wall, and Gaz is pulled inside by an unseen force. Sasha, we lost your Robyn. We lost your video.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Intentionally.
They're conserving battery.
Oh, okay, fair enough. So in sound only, where would you like to go?
Hearing
You could-
what Baz yelled out about them leaving in a hurry, I'm gonna say, is Battered Crow anywhere near me?
Battered Crow is outside.
Then I'll probably like be looking for anything that could have been left behind because they were in a hurry. They missed, didn't end up taking along with them.
As you go through the possessions, you begin to throw things from around just to see what you can find. And as you move a bundle of clothes, you see a hand underneath, out on the floor. Carved into the skin is that same sigil over and over again.
Like a
I used one of the clothes to wrap it, put it in one of my pockets.
Oh no, the
So
hand's attached to a
dismembered hand?
body. No,
Oh, okay.
there's an arm. And
Oh. Okay.
all of it
Um.
covered as if that almost a compulsive self-mutilation. Just
Okay, so I wrap that with clothes, and I'll take it outside.
it's a body.
It's a yeah. Okay.
The arm is attached to the rest of a body. You just saw the hand first.
Okay. Okay.
The hand bone is connected to the arm bone.
Crow,
The
you
arm
may
bone's
want to
connected
look
to
at
the
this.
Mutilated corpse.
Rib cage.
Hearing the call from within, Crow would, at this point, enter, obviously somewhat sidestepping the dangling blue coat dripping blood from the ceiling.
Oh, that's dropped on the floor. That's
Okay.
now lying.
Oh.
So
Yeah, lying in the front of the corridor.
I don't want to like invalidate what you're doing, but I was trying to say that I was like trying to like lead the blue coats around. Did none of them say anything when I disappeared into that whatever?
We're coming to that. We're sort of relaying
Okay,
events
okay.
happening, obviously concurrently.
Got it.
So
Yeah.
Right.
that is from their perspective. That is yet to happen.
Alrighty.
So yeah, I would step in and you know what? I think I would actually stop at the first blue coat, the one that was bisected, and start examining it. I'm examining it as essentially Nathan's medical profession here.
Yeah, sure. I would say with your background and everything like that, give me a check with the greater effects.
This falls underneath Fathom because I no longer have Tinker.
Yeah, of course.
So this is risky still?
Risky, yeah, still risky, but
Yeah, makes sense. Alright. Fathom.
okay. As you look at the nature of the wounds, they suggest a mixture of claws, teeth, and physically being torn apart.
Oh.
However, the bite marks suggest that of rodents, but the perforations run 4 or 5 inches deep.
So, normally this is stuff Nathan would mutter underneath his breath, but since it's kind of important, Crow's going to be saying it at a decent enough volume for people around him to hear, basically citing injuries and how they were most likely obtained, so that anybody that can hear his voice would understand that this was not done by any sort of implement other than physicality, which is concerning.
And as you turn, looking up for a brief moment, you see Gaz looks back towards you from the doorway before disappearing backwards into the dark.
You have just finished listening to this week's episode of Blades in the Dark, What Happens in the Dusk, part of the Domain Gaming, written and told by Livespark. A special thanks to you, the listener, and if you wish to continue supporting us, subscribe, like, and share. As always, comments are welcomed. Until the next chapter.
You've heard the silent song.
We all have the legend, the curses.
Some foolishness about a world as it was meant to be.
A city of ghosts.
An illusion that you can begin again.
How much would you give for silence?